I received the most insane notification yesterday that I could have received the entire day. One came from Yahoo, another came from YouTube, and you're not going to believe what it said. It said that President Donald Trump has said officially the ceasefire is over while the NATO summit is happening, while he wants to do an arms deal with Turkey. Listen until the end of this video if you would like to understand the geopolitics behind this decision, what it means for you as an expat, entrepreneur, or retiree, or just a regular human that has a brain and wants to critical think instead of pretending like everything is okay. The USA has officially launched missile strikes once again against Iran. They are citing the reason being is because Iran sent strikes against 3 ships that were going through the Strait of Hormuz. Now, I know you remember the first half of 2026, where those strikes and the official war began to happen on March 5th or 6th, something of that nature. We were all utterly shocked. But it looks like this is going to be a war that just continues throughout our lifetimes, okay? This may be a 20-year long-term war. I mean, Professor Zhang said he also believed that this would be a 20-year war, and it's panning out to look like that. But let's be honest, this is a holy war because these are against nations that all believe they are fighting to bring about the end of the world and their Messiah. They believe everybody from the USA to Israel to Iran, they all believe they are fighting to bring about their Messiah, their Mashiach in Hebrew. And so this is officially a holy war. And see, holy wars have a little bit more motivation than regular economic wars. A holy war, you're willing to risk it all because it's based on your faith, right? I mean, in Iran, if you did not see, they are literally throwing stones at President Donald Trump because obviously they unalived 40 of their parliament and leaders and all of these things back in March. Now, there's other regions of the world that aren't too happy about some decisions that President Donald Trump is making. As an American, I want you to leave a comment down below. Let me know if you support this decision, because President Donald Trump is ready to do an arms deal with Turkey. Now, here's the caveat with Turkey. Turkey is actually an ally of Iran, and so there's nations in Europe, the Israelis, and even Americans who are saying, why would you do an arms deal with Turkey? This is not wise. They are not our allies. They should be our enemies. After also President Donald Trump met with the Turkish Prime Minister at NATO. Now, we all know NATO is a conglomerate of most of the free world in the West that are working together to prevent another world war scenario like World War II. Don't know how that's panning out because we're literally in the US-Iran-Israeli war era. Hello, with gas prices shooting up astronomically. I mean, they're down right now, so it's a good season to get your airplane tickets and get the heck out of the USA if that's what you've been planning, like millions and millions and millions of Americans, black, white, orange, green, everything in between. People are like, I know that it's time for me to leave, especially in times of war. In fact, I have family that's already in Mauritius because they saw the signs. They said, you know what? These oil prices just went down. There's a little window to get the heck out. So let me go ahead, go over there, get my 10-year retirement permit. Let me go ahead, go over there, get my digital nomad visa in a country that's not like the Africa that they show you on TV, but I digress. Visit www.journeywithusmovetoafrica.com if you are curious enough to join the State of the Diaspora Business Intelligence meeting. That meeting takes place tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, July 9th, and it's crazy how every time we schedule these things, we're unaware of what could potentially go off in the world, but we're literally in a scenario right now where you just have a closed little window of time before the next missile strikes. In fact, Qatar has actually shut down their airspaces. If you are somebody that's like, okay, how could I even exit the West? You may have to fly through Europe. Sorry. My family had to do it. They're here. It is what it is. Flying through France, like, it's okay. Just take Air France. It's going to be a little quicker. Just by any means, though, avoid the Middle East right now, okay? Because, you know, Qatar had to shut down their airspaces. They're warning people to shelter in place because the strikes are about to happen again. Oil prices are about to shoot up. You already know the deal. You've seen it since the top of 2026. So let's not pretend that it's not happening. Let's just do the due diligence. Pack our bags, have our go bags, have our rice, have our beans, have whatever we need to prepare in case things hit the fan as they already have been. You know, President Donald Trump also sent out a type of threat a warning to Iran, telling them, listen, if you don't open that strait, if you don't get things together in accordance with our now demolished ceasefire, we are going to obliterate you. He said, we are going to pound you so hard that you will not be able to stand. He said, we just hit this 250th anniversary. We are the best nation on the face of the earth. We're just the top dogs. We are top in command number one. Don't make me come in there and take everybody out. Don't make me bomb that dam. That is what he said. And so, I mean, I don't know. This could be the real deal. You let me know down below, because President Trump, once he gets in these hype modes, if you are discerning and monitoring these situations, watching what he says, watching what happens in the market, watching what happens in the Middle East, I mean, Qatar, they think he's serious. So they're like, our airspace is shut. Everybody shelter in place. Just try to be a little bit safe. Like, okay, Qatar, they're like, listen, this isn't going to go well. Same thing for Dubai. You're going to see more entrepreneurs, investors, retirees escaping and fleeing Dubai for countries like a Mauritius, Africa, a Seychelles, Africa, countries like a Rwanda, countries like a Ghana, where they put down the minimum investment threshold. I mean, the continent of Africa is opening up for such a time as this. And don't let anybody tell you on these internet streets that there is not opportunity in Africa, okay? Because literally tonight at 9 p.m. Eastern, we are going over the 3 easiest African markets, which are Rwanda, Mauritius, and Ghana, period. Now, you may say, well, why do you say that? Why can't it be South Africa? Well, there's protests and chaos there. Why can't it be Kenya? It could be, but Ghana has a little bit better of a residency permit, as well as Mauritius and Rwanda, okay? This is what we think about. Global safety, how you and your family can get residency for multiple generations in your family. This is not available on every country in Africa. All Africa is not created equal. Ghana, they released the minimum threshold, so there is no minimum threshold for you to get a 5-year entrepreneur investor permit, even as a consulting service-based business. This does not apply to trade. So if you are offering body creams, if you are offering perfumes, it does not apply to you. It only applies to service-based entrepreneurs, which is why I love being the owner of a service-based firm, a retention marketing firm that has been open for 10 years, collectively getting my clients $31.9 million to date in revenue. And guess what? We just had some great news. One of our private clients, a new one, just signed the deal a couple of weeks ago. They are a Fortune 500 company. Like, we're just hitting the ranks in a new way in 2026. All praises to the Most High Yah for that. But you could be doing the same thing in your service-based firm, because our clients are financial advisors, tax advisors, project management people, government contractors, lawyers, attorneys. Firms that provide a service are gaining entry into the continent. Consulting firms are gaining entry into the continent in a way that has never been easier ever before in the midst of the Iran war. Man, there are good things happening in the earth, even though there is war and destabilization in the Middle East, even though inflation is eating people alive in America, even though people may not know what to do in the United States. When I used to talk to my family before they got on that plane to land in Mauritius, they would tell me every day, you know, I just want to get back out of the States. This time when I get back out, I'm going to stay out, because they've been to Africa a multitude of times, obviously, because we live here. But they're like, this time I'm going to stay out. This time I know which country to go to. I know I'm going to get a 10-year residency. I know which place to go to that can house my lifestyle, that has my children's children there. I know a place that I can go to that's going to secure me for multiple generations. They don't talk about this on the news. They're not going to tell you about Mauritius on CNN. They're not going to tell you about Mauritius on Fox News. They're not covering Ghana's new minimum threshold being lowered on Fox News 28, Columbus, Ohio. No, this is information you have to get here from this channel, because even expats in Africa are unaware, because they don't have the research assistance and due diligence that our firm does. It just is what it is. Again, if you're curious, links are in the description. Binge watch our channel, the Mauritius Africa playlist, our investment playlist. Binge our website filled with a multitude of blogs and resources for your journey. And leave a comment down below. Is this the turning point in the Iran war where all HE double hockey sticks break loose? Is this the point where President Donald Trump is really going to just decimate them and blow them to smithereens? And if it is, what will Iran in contrast due to the American people. Shalom, shalom. I'll see you in the next video. They're going to keep doing this holy war, but the remnant, the people of Yah, are going to keep occupying until Yahushua returns.